Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my personal diary podcast. I hope you're doing well. Before starting the podcast today, if you guys could go and give the podcast a 5-star review on Spotify, I would appreciate it so much. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, don't be shy and share it in your story. I would really appreciate it because it really helped the podcast to grow so I can help more people in their journey. So as you can see in the title, I wrote, I am mourning my old self. I'm being a little bit nostalgic today because with the new year and everything, I set up really higher expectation for myself this year's. I don't want to call it a resolution because most people, when they say they have resolution, they don't really do it. So it's pretty much higher expectation for who I am and goals for how I want my life to be this year. I really want to grow even more as a person, and I was thinking the other day how much progress I've made in the last 3 years, because to get to where I am today, I would say I had to put a lot of work because, as you know me, I'm into fitness, I'm very healthy, I meditate daily, I am really in my healthy lifestyle phase, as I can say. But yeah, I've been thinking because I wasn't this person for all my life. I had a really hard upbringing, if I could say. I used to be like a party girl. I used to drink a lot of alcohol and drugs and everything. And I used to be really unhappy with my life. And I was really lost in my life. And I am proud to say that today it is not the case anymore. I do not drink alcohol anymore. Well, I try to, and I do not take any drugs, and I'm really happy with who I am becoming. And if this podcast, this episode can help you recreate yourself and help you in this journey, if you're in this journey too, I know that sometimes it can be really, really hard because it was for me. That's all I want. Honestly, I really want to help you and guide you in your journey. If I can give you some tips and everything, that's honestly all I want. So at first, I really want to talk more about who I used to be as a young girl, because I used to be, like I said, I used to be a party girl when I was younger. So I started my party phase at like 15 years old. So I think that's like really, really young to start this phase. But I'm not, I do not regret having this phase because it made me the person I am today. And I'm grateful for that because I learned a lot of lesson, a lot of hard lesson, I would say. So yeah, it all started pretty much when I finished high school. I talked a little bit about it earlier in my Instagram stories and everything. When I finished high school, I was so lost with myself because I didn't know what I wanted to do in life, and I didn't want to go to school again. I really don't like school. I know I say it a lot too. But yeah, I was really lost, and that's when I started going out more, going clubbing, drinking alcohol every weekend, and all the people that were in my life at that moment was the same kind of people. And this lasted for almost 4 years. I would say that I stopped partying pretty much during COVID because everything was closed, obviously. So that kind of forced me into, really finding myself and finding a new meaning to life because, everything was closed. So I couldn't go out. I couldn't see my friends like everyone. So I started doing some introspection with myself, like I would say. And it was really hard at first. At the beginning of the pandemic in 2020, it was really hard for me because everything I knew, it wasn't there anymore. So I really had to recreate myself and find a new purpose. And it was hard because I still didn't know what I wanted to do in life. And I mean, I had an idea, but it wasn't clear, and I was still in this like toxic mindset where for me fun was meaning going out and drinking with friends. But the thing is, like I said, the people that were surrounding me during this phase, they were not friends. Basically, your party friends are not friends. And I had to accept that because obviously they wasn't there for me. And they wasn't there for me when it was really shitty in my life, and I really had to go through this hard phase alone. And I'm kind of glad because it really helped me to be more aware of myself. And I think that if you really want to recreate yourself, you really need to be aware of your action, you need to be aware of your thoughts, and you need just to be more aware about what you do in life and what impact it has on your life and on the life of others. So I started my spiritual journey, I would say, in 2020, and I'm still in my spiritual journey. I don't think that this is something that has an end. I think it's constantly growing, and I don't think that I will ever reach the end of it. I don't think that anyone will, and I think that's the beauty of it, because you always learn and you always find something new, and I think personally that's really, really exciting. So back in 2020, I had a big realization that what I was doing in life wasn't bringing me anything positive. They wasn't bringing me to my goals. It wasn't helping me at all in every aspect of my life. Like, I had fun, but I had fun for like one night, but then I would wake up hangover the next day and feel really shitty about myself and feel really, I would feel anxiety the next day of drinking. And that's the main reason why I decided to stop drinking this year, is because I would say in 2021 I was drinking, but not a lot, like maybe one or two times a month. And before that I was blacked out like every weekend with my friends. Like, it was really I changed a lot. I would say I changed a lot, and I realized after the new year this year that alcohol wasn't bringing me anything positive in my life, so I just stopped doing it. So right now I am really mourning my whole self, because the girl I used to be, I don't know her anymore, and I really shed all of my old self away, and it's kind of scary to do that. I would say it's really, really scary, because everything you knew doesn't exist anymore, and you realize that you recreated yourself entirely without the help of anyone. And personally, I think that's amazing if you can relate to this and you feel like you recreated yourself entirely without the help of anyone. I think that is such a beautiful thing, because it is really, really hard. You have to be really aware of yourself, and you have to put a lot of work to do that. So if you did that or you're still doing it, I am honestly so proud of you, because been there, done that, it is so damn hard. So yeah, that's pretty much it from where I was and who I was. I remember my old self. I was so lost and so unhappy with what I was doing, how I was feeling, and really how I was treating other people. And now I am so different. I am currently living my dream life. I am building my dream life. I do not feel like going out and clubbing and drinking is fun anymore. And it's really scary because everything I knew, like I said, it doesn't exist for me anymore. So last time I went clubbing on New Year's Eve, and I wasn't even having fun because I knew that deep down I would rather much be spending New Year's Eve with like my close friends and not be drinking a lot of alcohol and like be so drunk, because right now I really want to feel every moment. I want to enjoy every moment, and I really want to remember every moment of my life. And I really hit a wall on New Year's because that's literally where I realized that, damn, I am really mourning my old self because I am not her anymore. I am a new person, and I really recreated myself completely. And I say I'm mourning myself, but I am not sad about it. Maybe sometimes I'm like nostalgic and sometimes it's like scary, but I'm so happy to be what I'm doing right now and to be the person that I am right now and to inspire you guys and to help you guys through that journey, even if it's only fitness or your spiritual journey. I'm really happy with who I created, and I want to tell you guys how I recreated myself completely, because you can do it. And if you want to change your life, first you got to put the work into it. And I think that everyone is capable of doing it, but it takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of introspection. It takes a lot of self-awareness, and I think that's the hardest part, is to accept what you're doing is maybe not right for you, and which kind of people that you have in your life, maybe they don't belong in your life anymore. It's all that kind of stuff that's really hard to accept, and it's really hard to do. So obviously when I recreated my old self, I cut off all toxic people from my life. So all my old party friends, I just stopped talking to them, not because they're a bad person, but it wasn't bringing me anything positive, and I knew that they were not in a state where they could really support me and be part of my life, because I was really at another stage of my life and they were not there yet. And I think that's completely okay, because everyone in their journey has their timeline. So if someone is not at the same stage of you in your life yet, it's okay. Don't shame them for them. Don't shame it for them, because we are all putting the work, and sometimes it takes more time for other people. So I'm gonna tell you how I recreated myself. I'm gonna tell you what things I did to change my life completely, because I did, and it was really scary. I'm gonna warn you on this, because changing your life and changing the person that you are right now is very, very scary, but you just have to go through it, okay? It's a stage and you just have to go through it. You're gonna feel really scared at first, and then maybe you're gonna feel sad, because doing all of those things is really hard and it's sad. I spent a lot of time in my room crying about it. Don't be shy. I've been there, I've done that, so don't be embarrassed of that, because it is totally normal when you want a new life for yourself and you want better for yourself. So the first thing that helped me the most was spirituality, meditation, because the more I was doing meditation, the more I was self-aware of myself, because I really connected with my higher self, with who I was really in the inside. And connecting with your higher self, I think it's such an important thing to do on the daily, to be really aligned with who you are and become really the best version you can be. So self-awareness, introspection, shadow work is all of the things that you need to do if you want to recreate yourself. So you really got to sit down at a desk with a piece of paper and a pen and write down, okay, what am I doing here that's doesn't work anymore? What am I doing here that is wrong? So of course I worked a lot on myself. Now I'm very positive, and I think I'm very kind as a person. I think I'm really a good person. But before going through all of that, I mean, I had some flaws like anyone, and I still have some flaws, and that's totally okay. But you really gotta sit down, do some introspection on, okay, what are you doing right now in your life that doesn't align with who you want to be and what you want to do in life. I think it's really, really important. And when you write down all of that stuff, you gotta act on it, because it's okay to be self-aware and to know all of those things. But if you don't act on it, I mean, it won't work, because you gotta put the work, okay? So you gotta act on it and act like the person you wanna become. If you want to recreate yourself, I will not stop repeating it. You have to act like the person you want to become. It is so important for you to do that, because if you're still doing the same old shit that you was doing before that, and you are expecting a different results, this is just crazy, okay? It's pure craziness. You really got to do different things to expect different result. That is just the way that it is, and it is hard, but honestly the results are so worth it. I promise you, it's so worth it. The other thing that really helped me recreate myself, of course, is spending some time alone. Because obviously when you are always surrounded by people, you don't have time to think about your action. You don't have time to really sit down and be self-aware and do some introspection. Because like I was saying, I was really a party girl, so obviously I was always surrounded by people. I was always hanging out with friends, I was always going out, I was always drinking, and I couldn't really be self-aware of what I was doing. And how do you expect to know what you're doing wrong when you constantly have distractions? So spending some time alone, but I don't mean only laying in your bed watching TikTok, okay? That is not what I mean with spending time alone. I mean really sit down in a room, meditate for a couple of minutes, and really think. I just want you to think and be in your thoughts, because I know that sometimes society thinks that, oh, overthinking is bad, blah, 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 but I don't think that overthinking is bad. It's bad when it's become really, how I can say that? When it's constant, when you're always overthinking for nothing, that is bad. But when you are just thinking, sitting alone in your room with your thought, I think that's such a beautiful thing, because it can help you really think about, okay, well, how did you act before, and what do you want to be? Like, what do you want for your life? And are you taking the right action to be who you want to be? Are you doing the things you should be doing, or are you constantly distracting yourself with hanging out with people, distracting yourself with watching TikTok, watching TV shows, or, you really got to be self-aware and be with your thoughts. And you have to remember that your thoughts are not your enemies, okay? It can be really, really useful if you use it right. And I think that's a really important thing to remember. So yeah, you should do that. You should do that. And I promise you, it's really hard. Maybe you're gonna cry, maybe you're gonna feel anger, and it is totally normal. I want to remind you that it is normal to feel emotion. It is normal that it is hard to do that. It is normal that sometimes you're gonna feel really alone in this journey, because I would say like the last year in 2022, I spent most of my time alone, and it was really, really hard sometimes because, of course, I enjoy my own company right now and I love being alone in my space and doing my things. But sometimes it can be really, really hard. But I think it is crucial if you really want to recreate yourself and really become the best version of yourself. So, the last thing that really helped me to recreate myself and be the person that I am today is doing things that will raise my vibration. And what do I mean by that is maybe spend less time on your cell phone, maybe spend less time at work, and do things that really light up the flame in you, okay? You really have to do things that are not like socially related or with your phone, that really will raise your vibration. So maybe that's you want to start doing a new sports and you want to start doing a new things, or you really like to draw, so maybe you should spend more time drawing, listening to your favorite music, and doing all of those things that is not related to social media and your phone and everything. It will really help you first to raise your vibration, and maybe it will help you see the world in a different way. I think maybe you're gonna think I'm weird on this, but for me personally, I really think that doing those kind of things, like this summer I went hiking, and I love hiking because I'm not on my phone. I am in nature and I'm under the sun, and it just feels so good. So I know that when I'm doing those kind of things, I'm really rising my vibration. And when your vibration is much more high, it's really easier for you to do the things you need to do to recreate yourself and become the person you want to be. Personally, that's what helped me a lot. And it's really good for your mental health also. And I think that mental health, having a healthy mental health, is really, really important. I really try to help you guys in this kind of way because I remember when I was in my party phase, I was really, really depressed. Deep down, like, yes, I was going out, I was having fun, but deep down I was really, really depressed. It's not normal to be blacking out every Saturday. It's not normal to be constantly around people. It is not normal. It is not normal to not be able to be alone with yourself and your thoughts. I'm telling you, it is not. So if you think that this is normal, maybe you should try and do my advice that I'm giving you. So, and at first, I really want to tell you how it's gonna feel. For me, personally, at first, it was like I hit a wall. Okay, I really hit a wall. It was really, really hard for me. And I was scared because I was like, okay, well, what am I doing now? Like, you feel so lost. You feel so lost, but you don't have to worry about it because it's all gonna make sense later in life. That's where I realize it right now. Like, I just realized it, that all the things I did before, all the journey, all the emotion, it all makes sense now. And it takes a lot of time before it makes sense, but don't worry about it. You're gonna be okay. You are safe and you are always protected by the universe, God, or whatever you believe in. I promise you, it is all okay. And it is scary, but now I really want to tell you how I'm feeling right now after all of this journey. Right now, I'm still a little bit scared. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a little bit scared because, I'm not the person I used to be, and I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to enjoy the things I was doing before. So like going out and everything, it is scary, but honestly I'm really, really happy about it because right now I'm just doing all the things I used to dream of as a little girl. So I'm really, really happy about it, and I'm really, really excited for what's next. I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen now, and of course I'm gonna keep you guys updated on what's going on in this journey. So don't worry about it. And that's why I created this podcast, and that's why I'm talking about it today in this podcast, because I really want to help you guys through this journey. And if you have any question about how to recreate yourself, if you have anything in mind, if you're feeling low and you're feeling lost and you're going through this, don't be shy to DM me. My DMs are always open. I'm always here to help you guys. I'm always here to support you. I know that sometimes it can be really, really lonely, so I know how you feel. It's okay, and don't be shy to DM me. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't be shy to share it in your story and tag me. I would really, really appreciate it. And again, don't be shy to give me your feedback. I would love to hear about your opinion on this podcast, as long as it's respectful. So yeah, I really hope you have a good day, and I'll see you another time. Bye-bye.